Again, YouTube beauties, I just was like, let me do a special tribute to my girl Tina Turner, because I was such a fan of her legacy. And I have to remind y'all that black people made up rock and roll. I just have to remind you. And in case you forgot, listen to Tina Turner. Like, really listen to her. Even if you don't want to really listen to all her songs, but what she's famous for is Rolling on the River. That's rock and roll. What's love got to do with it? Do with it. That's rock and roll. So she was the pioneer of rock and roll. She was a rock and roll artist. She's considered a pop artist. She was not R&B. Before you had R&B, before you had any of that, you had rock. And that's where it came from. Jimi Hendrix, Tina Turner. These are the people who were the pioneers. And I took my father to see the Broadway play last year, and it was better than the movie. The movie's good too, but she was just so revolutionary of her time because she got a divorce when divorce wasn't very popular. This man was beating her. He was horrible, and she had the strength to leave. And the movie and the play shows that, she's like, he would make her disfigured, and she eventually fought back and she found spirituality. And that's the main important thing. Like, she found Buddha, and I'm happy for her. She found something, and that's what's important. Whether it be Jesus, Allah, Buddha, you have to find some type of source to get you through times like that, because that's a rough thing. She was married to that man, and if y'all watch the movie carefully, he basically kind of forced her into a relationship, and she thought, oh, it's just what I was talking about previously. Oh, she figured, oh, he cares about her, he loves her. But what ended up happening is she wasn't really feeling him like that. And so he knew that and started beating on her. He was also jealous of her. He was very, very jealous of her. And that's what also made him enraged. My father told me, and a few other older people, when people went to her shows, before she was even a solo artist, it was Ike and Tina. Nobody came to see Ike. Nobody cared about Ike. Ike was a bass player, but nobody cared. They came to see Tina, and that ate him alive. That really pissed him off, and that's what made him beat her. Like, the more famous she got, the more he would beat her. Jealousy. So he was definitely a narcissist. He definitely was jealous of her gift and talent, and instead of her ending her career, it just made her want to be Tina. And she had strength like no other, and it's very encouraging to women. And even if you can't go out and see the play, I urge you, please watch the movie, What's Love Got to Do With It. And the lyrics, as a kid singing it, it's just a song, but it's true. What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It's a secondhand emotion. You could keep your love if that's what you call it, because I don't want it. So it's just, she was just such a strong person, y'all. And then when you look her up, she actually was scheduled to perform in December of this year. So she was still performing. She performed in the Netherlands 2019. The lady was 79 years old, y'all. It was Rolling on a River. So it just shows you that age is nothing but a number. And if you keep yourself, like, my goal is to be like Tina Turner. Like, I don't want to be old and sitting around. Like, I want to be like that. I want to be moving around. I want to be having fun and enjoying my life. And that's what she did. She didn't let no man stop her. She didn't, she could have easily, she could have let that relationship just mess her up for life. But she was like, no, I'm going to move on and I'm going to do me. And she stayed relevant. She stayed performing. She mainly performed overseas. And it's just good to see that on YouTube that she was performing still, 79 years old, rolling on the river. And her voice was intact. You know, some old people, their voice kinds of, it kind of changes. Her voice is still strong, still singing her heart out and moving better than the girls. You could tell, like in rehearsals, she was teaching them. They trying to keep up with her, So it just shows you with diet and exercise, you could accomplish anything at any age. That is so inspiring to me. Like, wow, okay. So just because, that's why everybody's like, you young. Yeah, I am. 34 is nothing. And I don't feel like I'm 34. And I want to be like that. I want to be sexy. I want to be hot. Be moving around. I ain't going to be no grandma. Don't call me grandma. But Tina Turner's story is just so phenomenal. And like I said, if you haven't seen the movie, please watch the movie with Angela Bassett. It's classic. There's scenes in there that are very disturbing, so brace yourself. But it is a classic, and it's like, it'll just, it teaches you, even if you're not getting beat, if you're in a bad relationship, it's just like, it's a reminder, like, okay, I can move on and I could do better, because she tried to leave several times and it didn't work. And she finally did leave him. He was no good. When they got together, he was cheating on his wife with her. The way they started out, he was very controlling. It was just very, very bad, But yes, Tina Turner's legacy is forever true. And those are my thoughts.